We're all the people.
I
People,
know.
Dan.
I know. There's
It's
no people. What happened?
We got the blues because of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Well, hopefully you nerds are on here soon. Welcome everybody to the Geekly discussion for your geek news of the week. Me and Noah here are going to make sure that we hit you guys with some awesome viewpoints on Spider-Man, especially that the new brand new day trailer just dropped. I think it was the Asian trailer, right?
I don't know. I did not watch it.
Oh, dude, it was great.
I'm unfortunately trying to avoid trailers, but I think I already know the direction of this movie anyways, because one, it's going to lead us into. We'll get to it. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Woo! What's going on? So, Sarah, what's going on? Hello. King Matthew, what is going on? We're doing good, man. Hopefully you're doing good. And then we had an early comment about 30 minutes ago saying they didn't get him right, but I'm glad they saved his character back on track now with Brand New Day. Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah. So, like, the whole topic today is, did Spider-Man ruin the MCU, or even did they just miss an opportunity? Instead of doing Doomsday and continuing on with the Avengers stuff, shouldn't they just focus on Spider-Man? So I don't know. Noah, let's hear your thoughts on that.
So I got about like maybe 40 minutes into. I'm rewatching the stuff for the upcoming ranking. So I'm rewatching Homecoming right now. I'm watching them in such a weird ass order. Like I watched Across the Spider-Verse, then TASM 2, and now I'm watching Homecoming. It's in no particular order.
Dude, that's ADHD galore, dude.
I was like, I need to remember this one a little bit more. Because like realistically, I don't need to go back to Toby's, but like
yeah.
We were on the phone earlier, and like I said it without getting too much into it, but I'm not watching it, and I'm not and reminiscing. Like I'm not watching. It's like this is and I like. Granted, like I was born I was a baby when the Toby movies came out, but like I grew up still with the Toby movies and even still the Andrew movies. So like you can't like the earlier comment said, you can't really hold it to Tom Holland. It's realistically just down to who's writing him, because we've talked about it on Civil War. In Civil War, he is so much better. He's so much more sarcastic.
Yes.
And in Infinity War, he makes a point to Tony that if he's not there to at least try and help save the universe, then what is the point in being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Give it saying both, one, that he's matured, and two, that he's also worried about all of it, and that's why he knows that he knows that he needs to be there and help him, right? So like but when you watch the original, like his trilogy, I don't know, like I will say they progressively get better, but I think that's mainly because I only like 2 because of the end credit scene, because seeing J.K. Simmons as an end credit scene is like, holy shit. That means that the multiverse is happening next movie. And that was like the exact thing I said. It's like, that means that they're doing a multiverse.
Yeah.
So, and Brand New Day, like I definitely enjoyed it. We got like some much needed character arcs that we missed out on for Toby and Andrew in that movie. But yeah, I do feel like Marvel didn't really know what they were doing when like I don't understand it really, because he's not really Peter Parker or Spider-Man in the first movie. He's so hung up on wanting to be Spider-Man that he doesn't want to be in school. And like I get it. I get like the teenage angst of things, but like he's still very much a nerd, right? Like Peter Parker did enjoy school. Like he just didn't enjoy, like, obviously being bullied in school and whatnot, but like he still enjoyed like the academics, the science. He's a science whiz. Like the whole arc of Spider-Man, or the duality of Spider-Man and Peter Parker is that he's struggling between wanting to save the world as Spider-Man and save the world as Peter Parker. Because let's be honest, if he took a break from being Spider-Man, he could probably do some amazing things as Peter Parker. But then New York and probably the world would suffer as a whole because Spider-Man is gone. So, but you don't really feel that in this movie. You feel like, oh, it's a little, teenage doing teenage things, and this is what a teenager would do with the spider powers, and then he eventually becomes mature. I don't know. And also the both villains being linked to Tony Stark, like that's such a bad choice. Like,
Yep.
just I like no, I don't care who you ask. Spider-Man's origin taking 3 movies, because we ended up getting the origin because we got the great power comes great responsibility line. That's his origin. You just used Aunt May to do it, and once again, Green Goblin's in the movie to do it. But like it took 3 movies to do the origin, and it wasn't necessary. And I don't know. The fact that like also you take Mysterio and Jake Gyllenhaal, who is a good actor, and you take such a great character, and you make his whole villain arc is because of a device that a technology he created was called BARF as an acronym. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Like, really dumbing down one of the greatest superheroes that's ever been written. Because like I don't know, I don't connect with the Spider-Man. Watching, like I said, I watched TASM 2 today. Rewatching TASM 2 today, like, does it have its pitfalls? Yes, absolutely. It really lacks some meat. Because there is some really good moments, some really important moments, but they should have not cut it the way that they cut it, and also their villains are bad. But like I still relate to Andrew's Spider-Man a lot more than I ever would Tom's, because I don't have a sugar daddy, and I think that's my biggest problem. Because that's ultimate. Like, I say it as a joke, but like it is really, it genuinely feels that way when you watch movies. Like, he's pimping out this kid, and also to further that, it is really weird that, yes, I know Tom at the time was an adult, and they wanted to show off that he had like the Spider-Man physique, but they stripped this kid a lot. They put him in his boxers quite a bit in this movie. And I was like, isn't he 15 in this movie? Like, we're watching a 15-year-old on screen like get naked, and like it's weird to watch that and be like, I don't know why we're seeing this. Like, there was a whole reason why, like, in the other Spider-Man movies you didn't see it that way. Like, you saw it in like the heroic sense, or just like he just disappeared. It's because like nobody wants to see that awkward, like a teenager awkwardly strip out of their clothes and jump into their leotard. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good points there. I've said it before. Oh, Ian's here. Whoop, whoop. What? He's loading. Hey, there he is. Yeah. What's going on, Ian?
What's up?
So the thing is, Ian, we're basically discussing Tom Holland's Spidey. Did Spidey, ruin the MCU, or did Marvel just mess up? So Noah gave his thoughts, so I'm gonna give mine. The problem I have with Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that when we first see him, the Russo brothers got him right. Basically, very quip. He had a similar suit to the originals, totally different, cool. But this is what we wanted. We wanted, hey, the nonstop talking, and we loved it with Andrew too. Andrews was great. It was the first time we had Spider-Man really being Spider-Man, and then with this one, it felt like it was home. They hit it home when he throws back. I know we said it before, but like when he throws back the thing at Falcon and Winter Soldier, he's like, "Hey, buddy, I think you dropped this." Or
yeah,
when Falcon,
so hilarious. Yeah.
Dude, when Falcon grabs him, right? And then he puts his hand over their mouth. He's like, "You have the right to remain silent."
Silent, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
100%.
He's like, "Oh man, you got a metal arm. That's so cool." And they just keep talking. And he's like, "Are those carbon fiber wings?" And he's like, "I don't know if you ever fought before, kid, but there's not this much talking, right?" And
Gotcha.
he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, my bad." But the whole thing was just great, and they finally showed what Spider-Man's real strength was when the little walkway dropped on him. He just caught it and holding it, right? And it's just like, dude, this is what we wanted. But then you get him in Homecoming, and he is not like what the Russo's brothers wrote him.
No.
Right.
Like, what? It was like a regression.
Yeah.
And then, like, when the pile of the roof of the building caved on him and he's screaming, "Somebody help me!" And you're like, dude, didn't you just? I'm very sure you just in the last movie. Okay, right? And it's just kind of weird how, like you were saying, they regressed him back to like, what would a teenager do? And it's just like he grew up very, very fast because of what happened with Uncle Ben.
Yeah,
What
and he
happened to
lived
his parents.
impoverished too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
also the fact that they took away him making his own suit too, because like Peter was a little bit of an artist, right? So like he designed his own suit, and the fact that you kind of took away like him making his own suit, his first real suit for the first time, and you had Tony do it. So now, if you think about it, yeah, sure. If you look at it like he took designs from Tom and Andrew,
3 suits.
Yeah,
3
and you
suits
can
were
say,
from
like,
Tony.
the brand new day suit will be inspiration from Toby and Andrew's suit, but you always now you'll have that shadow as that like it's Tony's design, and I don't like that. I don't like that like like the spider
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like in the
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
MCU universe, the Spider-Man suit is designed by Tony, not by Peter. So like I was thinking about
like
that
that they're
watching, like,
changing
it kind of bothers me.
Yeah, but I like that they're changing it because they showed, even though it may not be the real script, they showed where they wrote in that he was inspired by the other Peter's suits. That's why he designed this one,
and I like
similar
that for
to
this
theirs.
new movie.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that, like, the original idea for the Spider-Man design didn't come from Peter in this universe until like he sees like, oh, their suits. I'm gonna like inspiration from that. It's like I don't know, man. Like it kind of rubs me the wrong way that you kind of take that from Peter. And like again, like he was a poor kid. He was literally Tony Stark in a cave with a box of scraps, except he's in a New York dumpster grabbing parts to make his suit and make his tech. Like that's such an important part of Spider-Man's journey, and like that's gone. Like that you had that opportunity, but now that he's an adult, that's gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I don't know.
And my point is this: is that in the comics, right? You had him as a teenager with all this power, who was severely depressed, you know, because his uncle died, the whole nine, and he was lonely because he didn't meet the other superheroes yet,
and anxious too. Like you have to imagine that, like he didn't step in with his powers that he doesn't know how to control, and his uncle died, right? Like so, controlling these powers at a young age, and also having to go through grief. That's a horrible thing to have to juggle all at once. So like, I don't know, you just don't see that.
I know, and that's why that's why I love that in the comic too, they separated the personas. Because the persona was, I'm just this dorky kid because he wanted to live. Remember, he wanted to be normal. So he's like, I want to live my normal life, but then because of great power comes great responsibility. That is Spider-Man, right? The whole responsibility, the whole use my powers for good and stuff like that, that is the persona. That's the Spider-Man persona over there. So, we never got that with Tom. And then after that, when you have Tony Stark building the suits, it's very superior Spider-Man, right? It's very superior Spider-Man with Doc Ock, being in Peter's body and building all these gadgets, all this other stuff. But that was never Peter. Peter was the one that did his own thing all the time, right? And he didn't need all these additional gadgets because he is amazingly strong, and on top of that, he's always holding back. He's always pulling the Superman. Like, I'm always pulling my punches. I'm always doing this. So, I'm glad
he wants to be.
Yeah, I'm glad that No Way Home was the soft reboot that he needed for his character. Right? The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that, we all know of, being city first, a city hero first, then going on to a bigger level, right? But I think for MCU wise, like on our topic, man, I think the MCU wise is that I think they missed a huge opportunity, and I think they shot themselves in the foot, really, because here you have all this post Avengers Endgame of trying to do the same thing, right? But it's not working out. You easily could have done it with Spider-Man, who's your heavy hitter right now. That's making you all your money. Why not put all your time, focus, and attention on Spidey for right now and leave everything else alone? Because superhero fatigue came after shit movie after shit movie after shit movie. So why not put all of our focus and energy into Spidey? So I don't think Spider-Man ruined the MCU. I think Marvel shot themselves in the foot. They're ruining it for themselves because they didn't realize their golden ticket, if you will, is right there in their face.
Correct.
Well, you also have to think probably with licensing issues with Sony, like it's got to be such a hellscape trying to do that, like behind the scenes of like them trying to decide what to do, like when to put movies out and when they're gonna make a Morbius movie. Like I don't know. I wish they would just sell back to Marvel to make it just to make it easier. Because they're not putting out any heavy hitters either. But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're focusing on like the grand scheme of things when like all their street level content is like it not only performs better like on in the movies, it performs better on paper too. Like their comic books sell better anyway. And also like the uptick in Captain America and Iron Man comics didn't happen until the 2008 to 2010 era because they started making movies with their scrap characters that they didn't sell off. Like they're bigger now, and and I'm not saying like people weren't buying their comics, but like they definitely weren't their biggest selling comics. Spider-Man is the number 4 selling number 4 for comics in the world, like comic book characters in the world right now, right? Like for like so to decide to not, and also again a branch to all other characters or to all other teams, Avengers, Fantastic Four,
X-Men.
X-Men. Like again, you're missing the opportunity to actually introduce the entirety of the X-Men in this movie where he's going through a gene mutation. This is the perfect opportunity to introduce the X-Men. And if you're only going to introduce Jean Grey, like, sure, I get it. But like, this is the perfect opportunity to introduce the entirety of the X-Men in just a quick little thing in the exact way that they did it in the the cartoon in the 90s, right? Like,
absolutely.
It's just like it's small things, right? Like small things. Like that's how you build your universe, right? Like not just through your mindless end credit scenes. They're like, oh, what's gonna happen in the next movies, right? Like this also builds the broader universe. It's like, oh, we find out about Professor X, and then because of that, you see that there are other mutants that are staying in his mansion that Peter's unaware of, but quickly deals with because he's, as we've seen before, quite peak against other foe or other heroes. I don't know. I would like for them to do that in this movie, but I don't have faith in the Marvel movies. Like they're just getting unfortunately worse and worse because they're trying to just pump stuff out.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't sell. That's why I wouldn't sell Spider-Man back. I would not sell Spider-Man. If I was Sony, I would not sell because it's the collaboration between them two that is making it good.
Right.
So, Ian, what are your thoughts? We ranted. Ian, go for it.
So so when it comes to the MCU with Spider-Man, I think they have done a great job with Tom Holland. And the reason why I say this is because Spider-Man is the only character in the MCU that has grown. He's the only character that has grown from the start of when you saw him all the way up to No Way Home to this movie here. Now, what you're saying about the strength part, and I do agree with you on some parts where like it was a regression and I think what it was though, it was gradually growing. If you notice when he only gets strong on that propensional strength, right? Like when he's in like dire trouble, like that's when it like comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's like scared as shit. Like think about it like this. Okay, like I look at when he was fighting Captain America, the platform came down, right? And I look at when he was trying to hold that boat together in Homecoming. I think those were like the exact same things. I think what they did with Tom Holland was great. They showed him getting really strong at the part where he's like his anxiety goes crazy.
And but then that doesn't make sense when the roof caved in because that's when he started crying and saying somebody help me and all this other jazz, right? Then the only theory I would have of that, though, if you want me to be honest, the only theory that I can think of that makes sense, which I would hate, is that Tony's suit was the one that made him even stronger, which is dumb.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
and I think I think
Well,
that's my problem.
but here's the thing, though. You take the boat scene into account. If Iron Man hadn't showed up, the boat would have split in half because he failed. Because all the webbing started coming undone.
Yeah. I know.
He was
Yeah.
he was stretching out, so he was gonna give way. So it was definitely a cool scene. But yeah, Spider-Man didn't see like I think Spider-Man caused more trouble in Homecoming than he actually solved.
Right. And
I mean, let's say like he stopped the Vulture, but he crashed a fucking plane. Like that was partially his fault for crashing the plane.
And I
like,
think that's what makes him the best tragic hero to me.
No.
I just to me it's like it's
so much property damage. Now damage.
No, but I get what you're saying. Like I feel like he's still learning himself. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna get like I feel like sometimes we correlate like the other like Toby and Andrew and
of course
you know what I'm saying, and like Toby got better and you know what I mean got stronger. Andrew got better and got stronger, but they didn't struggle with their like sense of hey, I need to do this or I need to do that. They didn't struggle with, they just did it like off the rip. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not true because think about it. Toby struggled with the bus one, but he also struggled with the existential crisis between being
yeah. I think Toby struggled more as Peter Parker than he did with Spider-Man.
Sure, and then you have Andrew who just suffered, which a lot of people were like, "Why is it so dark?" And it's like, dude, that's how he is in the comic book.
That's 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But that's why I feel like this. The reason why I'm grateful for Brand New Day coming is that I am so grateful because it's a soft reboot of Spidey, and now he's becoming the Peter Parker and the Spider-Man that we know him to be. Right.
Correct.
So because now it's not happy-go-lucky, even though he's older.
Yeah.
It's,
no, 100%.
Now he's like the other two. I mean, Toby's Peter was broke as shit. He was broke, right? You know, but I think the struggle with Tom Holland for me through this entire thing is not him. Obviously, Tom Holland's a phenomenal actor. But I just think it's the people that are in charge of this. This is why I said at the MCU, it wasn't their biggest mistake getting him. It's that they couldn't get him right consistently. The Russo brothers got him right.
Like I see you're getting that. Okay.
Yeah, the Russo brothers got him right, but every time he had a solo movie, it was like they just butchered his character until No Way Home. Until No Way Home, when Sony stepped in, and now there's this partnership, right? And now it's phenomenal. Oh, he has to go through this, and now we see him struggle. Now we see him with tragedy. Now we see him go through all the stuff the other two Spider-Men went through, right? And he's younger than them, and now they're the mentors, and they're better mentors. I'm gonna say I might get some flack for it, but they're better mentors than Tony ever was.
100%.
Yeah, well, Tony was a little too nihilistic because he was broke. His empathy meter was broken. You know what I mean?
Not towards Spidey,
a little too traumatized to be a mentor in the way that Spider-Man is, because Tony did not deal with his trauma in any other way than sarcasm towards other people.
Yeah.
So
you see,
and because that's the thing. Like at the end of it, Andrew's Spider-Man is just by far like a better version. Even like not even just saying like Andrew did a better job, which I will say that he did, because I also watching the movie, he did a New York accent for Spider-Man, but didn't for his Peter, and I love that because that is such a subtle detail. But it's like, oh well, this guy's not Spider-Man because he doesn't sound anything like him. He doesn't even sound like he's from here. You know what I mean? I love that little subtle detail that they had that he added. But also
even though in TASM 2, dude, he let a lot of people get murked. Did you ever see the guy that picked apart on YouTube? Like all the in the beginning when he's going against the guy that would be Rhino, right? Mm-hmm. He's messing around, you know, jerking the steering wheel, whatever, and they're crashing into cars with people in them. Like the truck goes down an alley and it smashes somebody. Like
a taxi car. Oh, no. A taxi car like hit another car and it like ramped in like 20 feet. I don't think cars do that.
I was like that. Yeah, they're not raising him.
Again, like there were some big issues with like it's very fantastical.
Yeah.
Like it to a fault. And again, it's missing some meat, like some desperate meat that it needed that it cut from the movie. But like again, like the way Spider-Man looked, the way he acted with the neighborhood, like because also in Homecoming, he was like, oh, I helped this lady with a churro, but he wasn't happy about doing these small things for people.
Things, right.
He wanted to be doing something bigger. And like I don't like that because Spider-Man is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and then go home and like, I fucking hate these people. Like, you know what I mean? Like I do understand like when he has like the rage within him come out where he's upset that some people are siding with J. Jonah Jameson, but we didn't have J. Jonah Jameson until the end of the second movie, so technically the third movie, right?
No.
And then in Spider-Man 2, right? Like I get it, he's because of everything that happened with Endgame, but bro, you took a nap. You did not know that 5 years had passed. I get it, Iron Man died, but you like this whole movie could have been about him owning up to the responsibility since his mentor that was portraying Uncle Ben in this movie had fucking died. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go on vacation instead. I think I've earned it. So I don't know, buddy. Did you snap? I don't think so. With great power, he did not have great responsibility. He fled New York. Spider-Man movie, not in New York, and he actively avoided being Spider-Man throughout this entire movie. Had he not done that and actually been decided to want to be Spider-Man, Mysterio would have been done halfway through this movie.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, boys, because Ian got ransacked by us again, ADHD moments. But let me ask you this, and then Ian, continue your thoughts. How would you feel? I wouldn't like it, but since Noah, you made a great point that Tony was essentially his Uncle Ben, right? How would
happy?
Yeah. So how would you felt if you remember, because he was crying over Iron Man's body while he was dying, right?
Yep.
How would you have felt if he told Peter then, right before he died, with great power comes great responsibility, don't make my mistakes?
Nah.
I think it hits harder with Aunt May, honestly.
Yeah.
100%. I think that's what they saved it for. 100%. I think that's like, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Basically, honestly,
like, don't make my mistakes. I've been a dick the whole time. Don't make my mistakes.
I'm gonna say it would have been awesome if it would if something happened to Happy. You know what I mean? Like if something happened to Happy and it was like, because honestly, the way it was looking, I was looking at it as Happy was more of the Uncle Ben figure. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? He was dating Aunt May. He was actually taking care of Peter. Like if you look throughout everything, he picked Peter up. He was behind Peter. You know what I'm saying? Like he was there. He's like, you need a suit? I got your suit. You need this? Like if Happy would have said that and Happy would have passed away, I would have been like, dude, you know what I mean? Like that would have hit. Aunt May hit harder, but Happy would have. I think Happy would have hit like jugular for a lot of MCU fans. But I think they kept him in there because I think something's they're gonna reunite, I guess. I don't know.
So what do you think? Do you think him coming into the MCU was a big mistake and they should have just left it for Sony for like a different Spidey? Or do you think it was a good opportunity? Do you think they dropped the ball? They fumbled the ball by doing all these superhero movies? What do you think?
I don't think so. I think I honestly think this whole MC, like where it's going at, I think Spider-Man is going to be the connector of everything. I think and the reason why I say that is they're bringing in the Fantastic Four, which they're connecting the dots. He's getting that symbiote suit. That comic book literally is with the Fantastic Four. That's how it all started.
I know, but the Human Torch was his best friend before that even happened. Remember, they were best friends. Like that was his first best friend as a superhero. And
it could happen. Like I said, it could. I think it could happen. You know what I mean? I think they're saying, listen. We did No Way Home. Well, Sony did No Way Home. That was our biggest and baddest MCU film thus to date. We did something that no movie has ever done ever. We've brought every single Spider-Man from every generation of a movie into one movie to save the day. No movie has ever done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think they've got that picture that, look, Kang is not working out. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
what
that's
better?
that's a
Listen,
whole different reason.
what this is the best thing. What better way to say the big bad now is Doctor Doom, right?
I don't know, man.
Think about it
I
now. But
honestly don't know.
let's look at this. Doctor Doom is the big bad, right?
He is.
Once Tom Holland finds out who the big bad is, bro, that's like a freaking like Star Wars Darth Vader moment. That's gonna be like, holy shit. Like, you're the
That's
big
if they.
bad. I'm trying to kill you.
But it's,
You
they're
know?
saying it's not a Robert Downey Jr. story, right? Like
Yeah,
so,
they
or
said that
a
it's not
Tony
going to
Stark
show him,
story.
and he's actually disfigured and whatnot.
Oh,
So
I mean, it would
yeah,
to me, it would be cool, bro. It would be so dope. I would be if
man, I don't know,
oh,
man.
I don't know, man. I would
They would
be
have to do it right, and this is my problem with Marvel. This is why I'm saying I have a problem with Marvel, man. Marvel, like we were saying, I agree with you and Noah. Spider-Man should have been the connector of everything.
yes.
But what they did was they got, in my personal opinion, they got greedy and they were like, oh man, we can make so much money, keep doing this and bring more superheroes, right? Let's capture lightning in a bottle twice. And it's like, dude, we already gave you 10 years, right?
Yeah.
We already gave you over 10 years, dude. It's done. Leave it alone. Because what could have been even better is that you have one main character. Because if you really think about it, the Avengers and everything else happened with Iron Man. You have one character,
Yeah.
started bringing in the other characters into something bigger. Spider-Man could have been the next Iron Man. You have Spidey, you have all these other characters getting introduced, like Noah said, and like you were saying, intertwine them, and then now you got something even bigger. And for me, it's just that every time they have this opportunity, they drop the ball. And now that I promise you, brand new day, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, brand new day is going to hit hard. It's going to make so much money that
They're gonna
it's
have
just
to
like,
rethink.
yeah, they're going to have to rethink it, man. They're going to have to rethink it because Punisher does well, but it's a TV show. Daredevil did well, TV show, right? Now you're bringing Punisher into a Marvel movie. Awesome, right?
Daredevil's
But
definitely getting
now,
movie, let's be real.
yeah, but now, like, where else do you go from here? What about Avengers Doomsday and stuff? Avengers Doomsday, I promise you, if it makes a lot of money, if it does, right? It's nothing but nostalgia bait. It's
Yeah.
because we all wanted the superheroes together, especially after that leaked scene when you see, the X-Men, right? You see Shang-Chi, Fantastic Four, everybody together. It's just like everyone's like, oh my god, this looks incredibly cool. Yeah.
You're
Cool,
also giving no
man.
time to build up Doctor Doom.
That's
Right,
what I'm
like-
saying, man.
Like that's a big character, and you're like, we're introducing him in the movie that he's going to be. I'm sorry. He was in the end credit scene of Doctor Doom, and we saw him touch a child's face, and then he had abducted said child, and we didn't even see him abduct the child, right? So like, from that scene alone, like he just takes Franklin and doesn't harm Sue. So like they've dropped the ball so far, right? Like,
And Doctor Doom is the main big bad of Fantastic Four. Main big bad. And
Yep.
so you have nothing, and it's way before Franklin in the comics, the whole nine, and yet here he is, right?
Oh, and Galactus is dead.
No, Galactus got teleported. Remember, it's a teleportation. He's not
Yeah.
I
dead.
thought he got stabbed. Okay.
No.
I think
They teleported him to
so I
the
think
edge of the
Dr.
universe or something
Doom-
like that.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Doctor Doom is going to get introduced in Spidey. I just, I think
don't
that would
think
be
so.
the biggest. I don't know. I think that'd be the biggest ball drop right there, dude. That'd be like that would be like holy shit.
Nah, man. You know what? Because they said there's a lot of heartbreaking moments in this one.
Yeah,
I can see Ned finally becoming like a villain some way, shape, or form, right?
Yeah.
I could see that this MJ ends up kicking the bucket, right? For Peter's Gwen or whoever, right? Or we could just see this is the end for Tom Holland because he said he was done and to pass the torch. We probably could see a Miles in this one, right?
Yeah.
Don't know. But
I don't know.
I
I don't
know,
think
man.
it's.
I wouldn't feel anything for Doctor Doom. I wouldn't. Like if Doctor Doom showed up, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense for Spider-Man just yet. It doesn't. You know, if he gets teleported at the end of Battle World, you know what I mean? Sure, whatever. Then it's like, oh, I guess Doctor Doom wins. That kind of ruins the whole plot of the fucking movie.
You know, yeah, but what you should do, honestly, you should if you do
not
teleport
introduce
him,
him.
you should no, I was thinking like you should teleport him at like because let's be honest, right? If Hulk is in a Spider-Man movie, Hulk is gonna lose. So the only way, like, and let's be honest, he hasn't won a fight since he's been in movies, right? Like he lost against Thor in Thor Ragnarok, he lost against Iron Man in Avengers Age of Ultron. He has been taking. He lost to Thanos. He's been taking L after L after L, right? Like, I think what you need to do, especially if you're bringing out,
Don't bring that up.
Bringing out Savage Hulk, you're bringing out Savage Hulk, and he's gonna lose to Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, but if you're bringing in Savage Hulk, come on. Especially with the small scene I saw of him destroying a building with the thunderclap.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have it so that, like, especially since Punisher is apparently going to be there in that fight scene now, that you need to have it that you have him get pummeled by Hulk, and at the end they get teleported to some random building that has the symbiote, because that's how he got it in Secret Wars. So don't show Doom, but at least have Spider-Man be healed by the symbiote and not explain it until the next movie.
I would like honestly though, because since the leak of Zendaya was like, why is he gray? He's always green. I would love to see that finally Bruce Banner's consciousness comes through and he just calms down. You know what I mean? That's what happens. He just calms down and it's just like, all right, cool. Right? Like he doesn't have the intent to kill him, because in the new trailer, when you see that, because remember in the other trailer, he just dodged and they painted it out, but basically he's dragging the Punisher while he's dodging the Hulk, and Punisher's unloading his gun and the Hulk is blocking with his hand the bullets. So it's basically, it's not only Spider-Man, it's Spider-Man and Frank fighting the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
So also, what is Frank gonna do? Like, let's be real. His M16 can only have so many grenades in it before he's just hitting him with little pebbles, because the bullets aren't gonna do shit. And if they do, shame on you, Marvel. Shame on you.
Well, also in the new trailer that you missed, Noah, it looks like that Peter has shockers.
Yeah, that's shocker.
That in the still. Why? Why does he have that?
I think that's the thing that Banner had, though.
It could be what Banner had, or if it is Shocker's thing, that'd be cool. Like the montage that we saw against Chameleon and like other villains, that he takes Shocker's thing and then tweaks it to his own tech,
knocks him the fuck out.
You know what I mean? Showing finally the knowledge of his tech. You know what I mean? That Peter Parker's actually a genius. You know,
you build it for Frank, though, don't you think? Like you build it and then you give it to Frank since he's the one without superpowers.
Maybe
the
that's
only
what
reason
happens.
He doesn't fall under mind control is because he is traumatized to high heaven. Like he's just so broken in the brain that he's not susceptible to it. Right? Like that. So like he doesn't have powers. Maybe if you do the angel route where he actually dies and then becomes an angel of heaven or whatever.
I think
but I don't think that's the case.
I think the heartbreaking thing is I think Ned is gonna die.
Oh, I mean that could possibly be a thing.
I think so. I think either Ned's gonna die, but he's gonna like come back as like the Hobgoblin. You know what I mean? Like come back as like the Hobgoblin. And
gotcha.
But I think like he's gonna die. I have that. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the heartbreak. Because think about it. What better way to bring in new characters? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You could bring in Harry by bringing. You know what I mean? You just lost Ned. You could bring in Harry.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Bring Harry as his best friend now. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. You know, so I think Ned is gonna die. I wouldn't be surprised you might see Zendaya, die, and then you get a new MJ. You know what I mean? Like, so it might be there might be some, like I said, I was reading this thing about, and I think I told you, Danny, was these possibilities of who people are, what that life force, and the only thing that I looked up honestly is the only character that has ever gone from person to person like that has, Jean Grey has done that, but it's Dr. Doom. And that would be, I'm telling you, that would be the craziest thing. Like, imagine you ripping this guy's mask off and you see Tony Stark, but you're like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, but like Spider-Man,
yeah, because Doctor Doom is OP as hell, bro.
Yeah, like I love Spidey, and I think that he way underestimated. Like he is not a street level hero. He can be much more than that.
Right.
However, Doctor Doom, without any magical prowess at all, became a master of magic. Like,
yep.
And he's not afraid to just kill a bitch. You know, like he's. Unfortunately, I just don't see. If they did that, that's such a. Well, I mean, unless Spider-Man doesn't win in this movie, right? Like,
then unless he wants something that Spider-Man has.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of things.
Children, isn't that like the whole thing? He wants kids.
What?
No, So
what?
I think no. I think no. The issue with Doctor Doom is if I'm trying to kind of piece everything together, I think what happens is Steve gives back all of the stones. But by doing that, he messes up Doctor Doom's universe, where I think in another universe he married Invisible Girl. That's how I envisioned it.
No, from what I heard leak wise, I'll tell you guys leak wise. Hold on, we got a couple of comments. I'll jump in. Lizzie, to be fair, Spider-Man is a core pillar of the MCU, and whatever happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day will be incredibly relevant to not only Doomsday but Secret Wars as well. That's what Ian is saying, and
I mean, it should be. It definitely should be, especially since this is the only movie that we know before those movies.
Yeah, and then she has a theory about his black eyes. She's saying that I think he may be able to see ahead of time, not the future entirely, but moments ahead of what's happening in real time, and that's her take on it. I don't know. Like this is so. Before I get into the leak, on that theory, that could be a possibility. But I have two theories on his eyes. To be honest with you, I think honestly, and hear me out. I think it's not Jean Grey jumping from body to body. I think they're finally introducing Madam Web for real. And I think by his eyes going black, it's this whole Spider-Verse that we keep hearing about, but for Madam Web. Does that make sense? Like how they did it in the cartoons and the comics. The other flip side of that, I think the theory of the black eyes, I'm going to go with Ian on this. I think that little chunk of symbiote, they may be retconning it, and it's inside him already. Especially after the whole Venom he's tasty bit. I think it's inside him already. And then it's going to show like how that little piece that when Tom Hardy's Venom does get transported, right? That little piece, how we discussed last time, even though they retconned it in Venom 3, that's in his universe. That's not in the MCU. The MCU, that piece is still there. And some way, shape, or form, it got into Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's what I think. What do you boys think?
100%. Like I said, 100%. I think that, you know, like it could be him metamorphosing, but I just honestly believe it's that symbiote, and they might not show it until like the end scene.
The end. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like it could be like Banner's like trying to figure out like what is this thing? What is this? And you might see the Fantastic Four just pop in at the end and saying, "Hey, we're looking for that." You know what I'm saying? Like this is the symbiote or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or Ian's, I mean Noah's theory. What if Hulk beats the living daylights out of Spider-Man and he's on the brink of death, and then the suit comes over him, boom, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. He's outside. So yeah, I mean, like my main thing is like I the symbiote is coming. The symbiote is coming. The MCU, and if you notice, they did that whole like different celebrities can't be in certain movies now. Now they got rid of that. Now like people from a Sony movie can be in an MCU movie now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I think Venom is not done. I think Venom. You might see Tom Hardy. You know what I mean? Like
the rumors. Topher Grace is apparently the rumor is because of No Way Home, that you know how it pulled all the villains from dying.
All the villains in it,
Apparently, Topher Grace's Venom is in Tom Holland's universe now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it would be the easiest one to do if you think about it, because he literally fucking teleported in Spider-Man 3. Like,
Yep.
you can't tell me the bomb exploded and then he just evaporated into nothingness. Like, that was so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it is also just because Sam Raimi didn't want Venom in his movie, and that's probably why Venom was botched in that movie. But, like, it's so easy to write that in, too, right?
Yep.
And because I like... But I also don't want to see Topher Grace back, and I also wouldn't want the symbiote to come from a different universe. I would rather it still be from his own universe because of the whole like thing with the hive mind. I just feel like it kind of disconnects from the ability to bring in other symbiotes without having them to have a multiverse.
Not really.
event. Like, I know that like you can get Carnage without it, and Toxin and some other ones, but like you could do there's some other symbiotes that I just feel like are getting...
I think they might run the PS. You know, like how the PS5 was, like how that story was when they might have like where they might introduce like another Osborn, and then like the symbiote was like kept secret by him or by somebody else or by that same organization that Peter's...
I would much rather that.
That would be dope. Like if they were like, we don't know what this thing is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We're looking at the trailer. What if that was the symbiote? Like, what if that was actually the symbiote going into every person and they're just hiding it from the trailer? That would be fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool because of the hive mind thing as well. That'd be really, really cool. Go ahead. Sorry.
Think about that, because they're hiding that. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. I would love it. It's better than the Jean Grey theory. You know what I mean? It's way better than the Jean Grey theory. It's either that or, like I said, Phoenix, like real Phoenix, because the Phoenix Force jumps between people to people. I would like that. You know what I mean? Instead of just normal Jean Grey, is actually Phoenix.
Nothing to do with the mind hopping that we're seing. I don't think that she is connected to that in any way. I think that she's more likely to be Screwball than she is to actually be
Screwball.
I genuinely don't think that she is connected. I think that is a massive misdirection. I think she's a character that is involved with advanced forms of technology, and I think that's why you see lights flicker around her. But I do not believe that she is the person that is mind hopping, and I do not believe that she is the person that lets out Savage Hulk and makes everybody go to sleep. I think that's somebody completely different. And like I don't think it's Madam Web because of the whole thing that happens with Savage Hulk, because like why would she put the entirety of New York in a trance? You know what I mean?
Well, because remember,
I guess she did test him. She did do tests on him with the Beyonder.
She did do stuff.
She tests Spidey a lot, because remember, she gets all the Peter Parkers from the multiverse. Yeah. And basically the 616 in the cartoon, right? The 616 Spidey was like the chosen one, right? So that's, remember, because it's all about the spider totem as well, like, which hasn't been introduced yet at all. So, I mean, right. So I'm just saying, I think that would be great to actually introduce a real Madam Web instead of Jean Grey. But so to the leaks, Ian, by the way, so some people say it's fake, but ever since the scene leaked, I'm leaning towards that it's probably real. So apparently from the leak that came out was, and I say that air quotes, allegedly it's that because Captain didn't return the stones right away, that he lived his life in that universe with Peggy, that he was the main reason these incursions are happening. And so what happens is he's actually living where the Peggy that he went to is living in the Fantastic Four universe. And what happened is that the incursion happened to Dr. Doom's Earth, killed his family, the whole nine, scarred him, yada, yada. He survives. He ends up going to stop these incursions, right? Goes to the Fantastic Four universe, and he finds Reed Richards and all them, and basically to tell them, hey, these incursions are happening, yada, yada. Look for any anomalies in your universe. They find the anomaly to be Captain America. So then that's when they're like, hey, well, you need to get out of here, yada, yada. And apparently they transfer them, you know, it's almost similar to Across the Spider-Verse. Right. When they were saying like how, you know, those non-canon events happen and it destroys their world.
Right, correct.
Yeah. So apparently the reason why he really wants Franklin is because to, use his power to do the whole battle world and bring back his family, the whole nine. And basically Franklin's OP as hell. So basically to restore him. And then that's when we hear that Tobey Maguire's universe gets destroyed. All these other universes get destroyed. But like I said, I think it's an okay story. But like Noah's saying, they're rushing it, dude. That's a total rush to just introduce a big bad, have him win right out the gate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're
going to do like 4. I think instead of doing like 2 Avengers movies, I think they're going to do like 4. I heard something about like Judgment Day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard about that too, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I've heard. So what I was talking about with the kids and him abducting them. So like all those teasers they released with the different Avengers.
Yeah.
And then showing them talking about their responsibilities as fathers and whatnot, like Captain America because he has kids, Thor because he's looking after love, and you also have Franklin and all that. Like, so the idea is that because Dr. Doom lost his child to an incursion, which we've seen in a trailer, there's a picture with him and his son, like there's a drawing of it or whatever. The idea is that because Captain America caused the incursions, he's obsessed with Captain America, but also with taking their children. I didn't see a specific reason why.
Apparently he kills them to make them suffer the loss that he had.
Okay.
Because they're supposed to be heroes. So apparently, according to this leak, again, air quotes.
It's not even really what Doom's about though. So like I can't like get on that. Like it's like the newer comic books making Magneto a fascist. It's like he wasn't really always like, I think mutants are superior. It's like, no, he's just fed up with the way that humans are treating mutants, and he decides that he takes physical means to do it.
Yeah.
Like he's not based off of Hitler. I don't know where people got that idea from. He was
never like that.
X. He's based off Malcolm X. He's literally based off Malcolm X. And so like them making Doom like kill children, like that doesn't really make sense to me. Like Doom just views himself as superior based off of what he's accomplished from where he's come, and he believes that anybody can do that, but that he's just done it first, so he's better. He's just a narcissist, but he's not like I don't know, like I don't see why like they're going this route with Doom to me. Oh, he's more shit. You should have done that with your god with Thanos, the Mad Titan, the guy who literally did it because he wanted to get in Death's pants. That is the only reason he snapped, because he's crazy. That would have made more sense than him being like, oh, well, there's too much overpopulation in the world. When we all know that statistically we could feed double the population we have on Earth. The problem is disparity or dispersion of resources. And when you fuck with supply chains by destroying half of all life, that's not going to make civilization better. So, like, you change his reasoning and you make it worse. So then you decide that, all right, well, we need an actual villain now, and he's doing crazy shit, but it doesn't make sense.
I know, but Thanos' thing, man, Thanos' thing as well is that I get it, the balance of the universe. If you destroy half of it, you know what I mean? It rebalances itself out. I get it, whatever. But it's dumb. It's dumb because his whole beingness, like his whole existence, which would have tied to the Eternals, by the way, we haven't tied the Eternals yet.
Let's be honest, they're not coming back.
The whole thing is that Thanos is a deviant, right? And so it's come on, dude. It was right there for you that he could have been super evil because he's a deviant, right? And you could have left it at, if you didn't want to introduce death, even though you introduced eternity, by the way, in Thor: Love and Thunder. Just saying.
And then they introduced death in a fucking TV show. And granted, great acting all around, but like again, you do it after. Why do you do it after?
Yeah,
makes no sense.
I get it.
Because they're not fans, dude.
Super weird shit after the fact. When literally Mephisto was there when he snapped. He was there when he did it. He was surprised that he was gonna do it. He's like, oh wow, he's actually gonna do it. And you just decide to take that away from Thanos and give him I get the sentiment, but it's a bad reason. Because if you imagine that the way that supply chains are structured the same way, just on a galactic scale for other planets and solar systems that have populations, he just destroyed like 70 to 80% of all life on every planet. Because
it was the universe.
Die in the snap. If they're in a plane and they're a passenger, That plane's going down.
Yeah, the pilot.
The helicopter. We literally saw the helicopter. Do you know how many people die because of if somebody's manning a nuclear fucking site, like a nuclear power plant, and they just all disappear? What's gonna happen to that nuclear site? Like, at least the whales are in the Hudson. I doubt that would be true. I honestly do. I don't.
I think Marvel is doing the opposite. So like, they had the whole blip where like half the people left. Now they're having incursions where they're bringing like double the amount.
Yeah, like, dude, they're killing all the universes. They're killing all the universes to restart. But then you have, like Ian said, you have all these characters. It's like, what? Okay. Like, I get it. That's the whole thing in the comic book, but it was a well-established, you know what I mean? Like, we already had an establishment of these characters. And it's just like, okay, man.
What
here
Marvel
we go. We're doing great.
Marvel should have kind of went the same route that they did in the first saga. Mm-hmm. Listen, I love the TV shows. The TV shows are very entertaining. But you know what I liked? I will tell you one thing I liked about Daredevil. When Daredevil started, he brought in other characters. He introduced other characters, right? Yep. And then they had what I like to call their big bad moment where they teamed up and then they all became the Defenders, right?
Yep.
That's what Marvel was missing. And I felt like they had all of these TV shows where you had Wanda, Wanda was there. Then you had Loki, and then he had his show. You know what I mean? Like, there was no meetup to say, hey, let's take care of a smaller big bad, let's take care of a smaller big bad first to get the build up, which would have been like, what is it, Kang or whatever? You didn't have to have that many people defeat Kang. You could have had maybe, I don't know, 8 people. Well, give me 8 Avengers or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. I mean, Kang was a badass, man, and you needed something, but at the same time, you had Ant-Man beat him.
But also,
I don't say like 8. Like, I'm talking about like Thor, like your strongest dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have that build up, and that's what was missing.
Yes, he killed Thors, plural, and then he was Ant-Man.
We don't need another. But what I'm saying is, we already gave you Avengers Endgame, right? Like, what they should have just done was with Spidey, like I said, Spider-Man with his own stories, introduce characters little by little, and then you could introduce something bigger. But too bad Lizzie went away, because I was about to get to her comments. She said she thinks Miles Morales was going to be introduced, and Ned's investigation board in the trailer basically said that there's an area where it's young Latino parkour prodigy. Oh, there you go. That's cool. And then number 2, the Spider-Man Noir show on Prime, because of the timing of the show, along with Brand New Day, could indicate that Marvel's going to give us live action Spider-Verse. I mean, we said that. We said Beyond the Spider-Verse may cross over into live action. I think that would be great. Yeah. And then what's going on? Good to see you.
I think like I said, live action Miles Morales is coming. I think when they do the Beyond the Spider-Verse, what's going to hit the nail in the coffin is if you have, all 3, Toby, Andrew, Tom, meet up with Miles.
Yep.
And Miles has to go to a universe where there's no Spider-Man. And what universe do we know that does not have a Spider-Man? The Sony Spider-Man universe. Put his ass in the Sony. Get him in there so that way we can get something going on.
He's already in a universe without Spider-Man in the movie, right? In the cartoon movie.
Correct.
Who's to say that they don't break a canon event or whatever, and now that whole animated
that's what happened.
Whole animated thing just becomes live action. You know what I mean?
That would be awesome.
And then we have live action Spider-Man 2099, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Woman, you know what I mean? Both Spider-Woman Gwen and
that would be
the
amazing.
other one, right? Like everybody. Now you have everyone in a live action that could happen.
1610 in like his universe did get destroyed, and Molecule Man, I believe, spared him and him and his friends and family, and then put him in 616.
Yep.
So they could definitely do it. I had an idea like how what they could do with this movie at the end is if Madam Web is truly like mind hopping and testing him with fighting the Hulk and all of that, and then she pulls him into the Spider-Verse to fight in this army. It would be interesting if it also tied into the next Spider-Verse movie where you have him fighting alongside
100%.
Yeah, and then you have that movie tie into Doomsday. So it's like, oh well, we're not getting our movies that build into this, but we actually are, because they're building them with the Spider-Verse movies.
He's not in Doomsday though. And that's why I'm saying I think this is going to be a Madam Web thing, because remember, Madam Web is an interdimensional. It's in a different dimension.
You can get incursions that tie us into the Avengers movie without having him be in it, right? Like you can have them dealing with those incursions and the fact that Miles' universe is being destroyed because of everything that's going on, without having them be in the next movie. Like oh, they get teleported by Doomsday.
Yeah, but I prefer the Madam Web thing, because also, if you think about it, Miguel introduced the web, right, of the universes connecting. Yeah. So what better way to tie in all the Spider-Man, get them the hell out of this whole incursion bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leave them over here to have their own little thing going. I think that's better for Marvel's future anyway. Because, like I said, all this extra bullshit, all the stuff that they're rushing and stuff like that, I don't see it working, man. I really don't. And I don't see, and again, this is why I don't want Marvel even touching Spider-Man. You know, hopefully Brand New Day is great. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want them ruining something that is already doing so great, you know?
Right.
Because, yeah, let's say all the incursions happen and this rumor that Toby's universe gets destroyed. It's dumb already. It's just like, come on, bro. You just had a multi-million-dollar movie because he's in it, and you're gonna kill him? You know, if that was to happen, though, that if his universe was to get destroyed by the incursion, I want to see that teleportation. Like I said, of Madam Web. Whoop! You know what I mean? Like, not today, right? So everyone there dies, sure. Like his Mary Jane and all
that would be
pulled.
Well,
you know?
Yeah,
Madam Web pulls Madam Web pulls like 6 Spider-Men in a room. She's like, listen, I got an assignment. Oh my God.
A true Madam Web movie. You have Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. Then you have a live action Miles Morales, a live action Spider-Gwen. You know what I mean? And a Miguel O'Hara. All of them together. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Oh my God. That would be incredible, right?
Incredible.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, and 100%. Then don't forget, we could pull Spider Noir, right? Because that's doing great. So I mean,
doing hella great,
dude. Yeah, come on. I mean, that's the way to go, and especially to have Sony more hands-on with Spidey, because they're doing a fantastic job with him. I'd rather that. I know Sony's been dropping the ball on other movies. Yes, we agree. But when it comes to Spider-Man, they are doing it right.
They are.
Let them have
100%.
it.
Like I said,
let them have it.
Sony does it right when Sony doesn't get involved in Sony projects, because Sam Raimi's Spider-Man were good until, and I will say the first half of Spider-Man 3 was good, and then you get the Sony part of the movie and it's shit, and you can really tell that it's bad. And then when Sony got involved with Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they ruined it yet again, because Sony can have the property, but if they're in control of said property when they're making movies, it goes bad. So the reason I was saying that they could tie it to Avengers is because you can have at the end of the next Spider-Verse movie is that 1610 gets wiped, and everyone that Miles loves is gone, and then you have them in Secret Wars. You don't get them in. You don't get them in Doomsday, because again, if you have Tobey's Spider-Man and Tobey's universe die, then it also makes more sense as to what's going on, because it ties into the Spider-Verse as well, and you get all these things overarching and yada yada. Listen, I'm not saying that they should do it, but I'm saying it would make more sense than whatever route they're currently taking.
Right. I mean, I agree with this. Even the first Venom was good, even if it was without Spider-Man, they butchered him after. But I like this theory here by Vladimir. What do you think, Ian, if it is the Madam Web one, is this the one that goes crazy with the Carnage symbiote? And then that's when you get the Madam Web getting all the other Peter Parkers to fight the Carnage Spider-Man.
It's fucking amazing. It'd be
right?
Anything where listen, if Madam Web is in this movie, or if any whisper,
the true Madam Web.
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
one.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Give me Meryl
Charlize
Streep,
Theron, baby.
Give me Meryl
Charlize
Streep,
Theron, bro.
please.
Madam Web.
Yeah, you know, it would be awesome. You know, like I said, it's going to be a great homage to Spider-Man fans and everything. And you know, we need another team up. Spider-Man fan people we need a street level movie. We need a team up. That's pretty much what we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. And I've said this before. Here's the thing with Sony. Sony gets a bad rap because of the Marvel cinematic movies. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, like Sony made The Boys. Sony made Cobra Kai, which was fucking awesome. Yep. So Sony is always hitting. The problem is this, and this is, and I've said this before. The only issue with the Sony Marvel movies was there was no iteration of Spider-Man in it. And I've said this before. Y'all seen Morbius, right? Yeah. If at the end, if Morbius got caught up in web and you didn't even see Tom Holland's face and all you saw was his shadow of a shoulder, you would have been like, you know what? The movie's not that bad. But because
didn't they show a like painting of Spider-Man or some shit.
Yes, I'm pulling it up now, dude.
That's what you know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. Like, tell me, we did not go. I went fucking berserk when I saw Tom Holland in Venom 2 at the end. I don't care what I was.
That was far from home for me for Venom 2. It was like I saw Far From Home and I saw Venom and I saw the end credit scenes. That was like really the only thing that really enthralled me.
Oh my god!
Shit.
And
hold on, I'm pulling it up.
You know, the thing that sucks is like the Marvel, like the Sony movies. I see what they're trying. 100%. I see what they're trying to do. But you know what they didn't miss. This is the part that they messed up. They should have did all of those movies before No Way Home. And 100% those movies would have did better at the box office if they would have did them way before No Way Home.
So check it out.
I your argument with just Craven being bad, and them.
But check me out. But wouldn't it be cool? Because you remember No Way Home, right? When the whole sky like came out and everybody was seeing like the. Wouldn't it be badass if you actually saw Craven come out? But like not be like, you know what I mean? Like
none of it was Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's the thing. If it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, no. But if it was, as Tom Holland also suggested, and he's completely right in this, if they had cast Jason Momoa, who's built and looks way more like Craven, I would have been way more excited for that movie. But also, I did not like Rhino. Chameleon looked bad and underutilized. No. Like I don't know. Like yes, I would have definitely have been excited if we had actually gotten that, but. Unfortunately, we didn't, and we just got movies that were like at best C tier when you're high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like the problem with Sony is the timing, and it's the timing. They cut a lot of stuff out because Marvel had this whole issue. No, we want to do this with No Way Home, and they had big issues and stuff like that. So it's like. Sony movies are bad, but trust me, I've seen some way worse MCU movies that could go blow for blow with Morbius, especially.
Yeah, check it out, dude. Yeah, that was supposed to be a Morbius,
right?
And
exactly.
If you look closely, that is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You could get away with saying that it might just be an interpretation of Andrew's suit, and the only reason I say that is because he said he stopped pulling his punches, so it would make sense if he started getting labeled a murderer in his universe. Like it definitely, like when I look at that, like that's Toby's suit and that's Toby's pose. But like if you have this be Andrew's universe and you get it where like they're calling him a murderer because he stopped pulling punches and maybe killed some villains, I would much rather. I think that would be so much more interesting. Although it didn't matter because instead we got Vulture in an end credit scene.
Yeah,
I know, dude. And also remember, Morbius actually originally was supposed to be a deleted scene from Blade. Yeah. That would have been a dope way to introduce it. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
Well, when the hell is Blade coming out? You never know. Probably not. It's probably not coming out.
The new Blade was canceled completely, allegedly. So
So
if
I
they
heard
do bring
this.
Blade back, it would be Wesley Snipes.
Another character
But
that ties into Spider-Man, by the way.
I actually heard this. They canceled the Blade film, but they're in talks right now to do a Blade show.
Nah, no, not if they're gonna go the route that they wanted to go. Because what were they gonna do? Like they did with every other MCU.
I think they're trying to bring in
it's his daughter that's gonna be the new Blade.
Yeah,
No, I think they're trying to bring in the Midnight Suns. That's what I think.
I mean, you
They're
could
doing
but bring
animated
back
shorts
Wesley
on
Snipes.
Disney Plus for that, so it's definitely possible.
I like this right here. I agree. We need the right Spider-Man team up. Yeah, I'm telling you. Again, the MCU's biggest mistake, Marvel's biggest mistake, was not capitalizing on Spider-Man.
Well, they also said
100%.
that the TV shows weren't going to matter, and then two of their
100%.
biggest TV shows, like they tied into movies. Like you had no idea what was going on in Doctor Strange Mom if you hadn't watched WandaVision.
Yep.
And Kang was introduced in Loki. He wasn't introduced in Ant-Man. He was just, I don't know what they did with him in Ant-Man, but like he was introduced in Loki. He was our main villain was introduced in a TV show, and they were like, "Hey, they're not important." I'm sorry. What? So like, so what kind of treatment is this show gonna get then? Because like,
and again, in the show, like you said, Kang, dude, it was He Who Remains, and on top of that, he was OPAF too there, right? And so it's kind of like this whole Ant-Man thing bugs me, bro. Listen, if they didn't say the one in the quantum realm, if they did not say the one in the quantum realm was the ultimate Kang, like the big bad that they shunned him,
right?
I would have been okay if it was a variant, because he has many variants. Cool. I would have been okay with, that's probably like a weak variant, whatever. Dumb, awesome, cool, whatever. But you said it was Kang the Conqueror, the big bad, the one Kang that all other Kangs fear, and Ant-Man.
I'm hoping that they bring in the animated Kang, and they through the means of the Spider-Verse, because you could also bring in Spider-Man from the 90s show as well, and Spider-Man's connected to the X-Men. X-Men 97's going on. Spoiler: X-Men introduced Kang. And they're definitely going to do something with that because he's gone now. Like you could reintroduce Kang that way and have him actually, because like when they were talking, like, who are you? He's like, oh, I've been called many names, right? Like, so I like that. I like that you could technically still reintroduce this character because, like Apocalypse, I have a theory on that, but like you guys haven't. I don't know where you're at with the show, so like I've already plotted.
I'm a big I have a bunch of X-Men comic books, and I'm caught up with the show, so I'm good. But the thing with Kang is this, is that I love that, but I also love, the only thing I love about Doomsday right now is that it seems like you're bringing the X-Men 97 to live action again, allegedly, right? Seems, air quotes. You could introduce Apocalypse, or you could introduce Kang the Conqueror, like you said, because they came in that universe. Cool, man. Whatever. Or we find out that none of them were really variants, right? That all the Kangs weren't variants. It was him in different, you know what I mean? In different universes, because he says it. He's like everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once. He said it in the X-Men 97 show. So it could have been that, right? That's cool, man. But no, right? I don't know. I don't trust them, bro. I don't trust Marvel.
I think they went down a path. Yeah, they went down a path that they were trying to look to explore, and they realized that like this whole like multiverse is with Kang is not working. I felt like as soon as that whole thing with Jonathan Majors hit, it was like we're done. We don't. Nobody wants to watch anything with the multiverse. Nothing. Yada yada yada.
Well,
all we want to see is
that came out after Ant-Man though. So like they decided that that Kang was going to be in that movie. Kang was going to tell Ant-Man that he has killed several Avengers, several universes over, several times over, and then he loses to giant ants, and and to the power of friendship and fatherhood comes first. Like that's what happened in Ant-Man Quantumanium when you watch it, and it killed the character. It truly killed the character for me.
100%. I agree.
And I don't like. and that happened before the controversies of like what was going on with Jonathan Majors. So like, and also like, then what's the fucking deal with MODOK, man? Like, what was MODOK in that movie? Like, that was so you made him a butt cheek joke. That was it. Like, he looked like a flying minion.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know why they decided to go that route. Like, I really don't.
And sometimes the comics, like we were discussing about comics earlier.
Yeah.
Sometimes source material from the comics is trash, right? That's why those specific characters that didn't sell well, or stories of well-known characters didn't sell well, right? So why are we introducing characters that didn't sell well, right? That you're not gonna really write into something good, or even bring up certain characters that may be the butt of the joke inside a movie.
Right?
Works for is like the leader of AIM. So like, why is he in Ant-Man? Like, there's no like.
It's because you know what it is. Listen, when it comes to Marvel MCU fans, there are two types of fans, right? There are us, where we love these characters, regardless of the movie. If the movie sucks, we're gonna go see it, right?
Yep.
Then you have those other two people, right? That I always say they're the checkoff list. That's what they made that movie for. They made this has got to have MODOK in it. I'm not going to go see it if MODOK's in it. Oh, MODOK's in it. Check. You know what I'm saying?
Dumb.
That's what the MCU is doing. All they're doing is they're trying to give us a checklist, and we don't want a checklist. When it comes to Spider-Man, there should be no checklist. You know what I'm saying? A checklist is a plus to us for anything with Spider-Man. Honestly,
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? If they bring in a new villain right now, everybody be like, okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get those fans to say, we want a checklist because we don't want to offend the actual true comic book readers. We want to put them in there. But while you're doing that, what you're doing is you're messing up the story and the saga. And so the people on the other end, like us, we're like, what are you doing? Like,
well, not only that, time and time again, Disney has done this time and time again. You're hiring people that are not fans. Yeah. That it's probably their first movie that they ever directed or wrote or whatever, right? Yeah. Did no studying of any of the lore, right? And you're just making shit up as you go. This is why I love that. So I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube today earlier that apparently Tom Holland, when the trailer came out and whatnot, like the teaser trailers before the actual trailer came out, Tom Holland was reading the comments to see what the fans truly wanted and how we can actually integrate it well in the story. Like he's even stopped and said to the directors and stuff, hey man, I really don't think this is going to work in the story. And they sent the crew home for the day and all sat down and rewrote scenes together of how do we make this work? Should it work? Should we keep it? Should we not keep it? That right there is brilliant. That right there is brilliant. And that's what, like you said, Ian, what we really want. We don't want something just thrown in your face like, here it is. And then it's like, but that doesn't make sense.
Right. Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Right. And that's why, like I said, I don't, especially with Spider-Man, I don't trust Marvel with it. I don't. They should have capitalized on it. They should have let Sony in earlier. Right. Yeah. And even listen, even if they're late to the game, after No Way Home, your main thing should have been Spider-Man. That's all you should have been focusing on is Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Not Doom, not any other character, Spider-Man. That is it.
100%. Like I said, I've always wanted that theory. I never told you, Noah, but I would have loved, and if they are trying to do this, would be awesome. Spider-Man takes over the Young Avengers. He's the leader of the Young Avengers. If they bring that story onto play, it's gold. It's gold. It's 100% gold.
Here's the only issue I have with that, Ian. I agree with you, but the only issue I have, it's Disney, dude. They already ruined the Young Avengers. They're trying to set it up, and they already ruined it. And so it's just like if you throw Spider-Man in there to be the leader of the Young Avengers. Right? It needs to make goddamn sense. And it needs to be phenomenal that we have the Young Avengers in here. Right? Because, again, it doesn't make sense. But I have a theory for you boys because you know how they like to do red herrings. Noah, you said it too. What if the eyes that we saw, because even though it's Tom Holland's face, right? What if it's not Tom Holland? That's actually showing us Daredevil.
Oh,
What do you mean, like the black eyes?
Mm-hmm.
was his eyes black? I can't remember.
No, but because of the whole theory of mutations happening in this goddamn movie.
Right, but it's not his. Ooh.
Like, you think that they swapped out Daredevil in the shot?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, because you also have the shot. Like, it's also like, I guess, like, he's going like this against the web, and you could say that it's actually Daredevil with his what are they called, tonfas or whatever. His like, it's definitely plausible, but I don't know.
I'm leaning more towards Ian's. I think every shot we saw him with black eyes is not black eyes. I think every shot is the symbiote suit on him.
Dude, that would be awesome if that was the actual symbiote going into all those people.
Yeah, especially because the webs, the organic webs we know, remember, he always wore web shooters. Always, right? Except for this Metamorphosis comic book that we saw. But that comic book could be the red herring as well, right? Because he had organic webs when he had the symbiote. Remember? Because the symbiote automatically made them, so he didn't need the web shooters.
Yeah. Telling you, man.
But do you think you want to this early into depress Peter, give him the symbiote suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's angrier. And that's what feeds the symbiote.
But he has nothing to fight for now.
That's the point.
But then if he has nothing to fight for, then he fully... Well, I guess, again, if you want to go the route that he becomes the evil Maximum Carnage version, then sure. But as somebody who doesn't want to see that happen and wants him to continue being as Spider-Man, you need to give Spider-Man something to fight for in order for him to come back. Because if he has nothing to fight for, he's not going to want to come. He's not going to come back, and the symbiote's going to.
But he doesn't. He doesn't in the comic book nor the cartoon. He doesn't come back. He starts descending until the whole Bell thing when he fights who?
Yeah,
the Shocker, which he has the Shocker thing, or so it seems, in the damn trailer.
Yeah. I would absolutely love the symbiote. I think this is the perfect time to bring it. This is what. Listen. I don't care what anybody says. When it comes to MCU, when it comes to Marvel, the only battle that I ever want to see on a film will be Spidey and Venom. That's it.
Thank you.
That's pretty.
And we finally get that because it's the resolution that we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Tom Hardy's Venom licks the TV. Oh, this guy looks tasty. He disappears. Now the symbiote suit is on him, which could lead into Secret Wars as well. Instead of a Madam Web movie, can lead into the Secret War movie, right? And then on top of that, now you could introduce a brand new Eddie Brock.
Yeah,
you could introduce a brand new Eddie Brock, and now we get the Venom that we always wanted, right? I think that's a great route too. I mean, we'll see as more teasers come out, and our final theories before the actual movies, right? We'll see what we think, towards the end. Do we think the same? Do we not think the same? But yeah, I like that. Oh, Astro, this is guy. Yo, that's funny. I still like Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Unfortunately, I can't agree with that, especially when my man perfected the blind stare. The painstaking struggle that he went through to do that, and then also he was losing acting jobs because of it. I can't agree. He does an amazing job. I think that choreography of the Netflix shows, and unfortunately, they're not great. It's better in the news show, but I still feel like they're falling a little flat. Like, I get it, he's a human, but he does some fuck shit. He's not he's moving. He's like, they did it a little bit when he was dodging Kingpin, all sly but they could have played into that more. And just to go back to the Bell conversation real quick, I do see what you're saying with that. They do always have that as a canon event thing, but in every single iteration, he still has people in his side telling him that they see a change in him, and he then recognizes the change in himself. Which
who do we have?
But he doesn't have those people in this one.
Yes, he does.
I don't want him to go bad. I don't want.
We have the one person with him right now, which is the Punisher. Hey man, this is not like you. Cut it out.
Yeah, but he doesn't really know him like that.
Kills people, bro. The Punisher who kills people knows that Peter Parker's better than him as a human. And he's probably the one
Yeah.
voice of reason to be like, this is not you. Cut it
You
To
out.
call Punisher
cut
the
it
voice
out.
of reason is such a crazy thing to say in a sentence, man. Like
I'm
I,
just saying.
I couldn't get
Because
down with
Man,
remember,
it.
it
look,
makes
I'm telling you,
sense. It makes sense right now for the progression of Frank, but also
right.
Daredevil. So I'll give you an example. So Noah, to put you on thing, I like Netflix's choreography because remember, Daredevil did not know how to fight or use his powers at the
He did
time,
not. No,
right?
yes.
And so he like Ian said, he's getting polished, became the Daredevil that we know. Same thing with the Punisher. Punisher was this until him and Daredevil crossed paths, and now he's thinking a little differently, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
Correct.
now, even though he's still capping people, it's one of those moments that he has this young kid that he knows that is trying to also make him better, and then he sees him descend
Yeah.
further than Frank would ever descend to. And then
Correct.
that's not you, kid. That is not you. Come out of it. Snap out of it, right?
So I'll be very clear when I say the Netflix shows, I don't just mean Daredevil. I'm
Yeah, you
also
mean all of them.
talking.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Fist too. Like you're
Yeah,
talking
fair
about
enough.
like Iron Fist. Like I don't
Oh
know what
no,
they
that
were.
was god awful.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like
Oh.
they cleaned it up in season 2, but like again, like
Yeah.
even like I get the story progression of Daredevil, and you have some amazing one shots like when they're doing like I'll say the toaster scene so everybody knows what I'm talking about in season 1 when he's fighting in the hallway to save that kid. Great scene. When he's fighting to break out of the prison in season 2, great scene.
Great
Final
scene.
fight scene between him, Kingpin, and Bullseye.
Yeah,
Great scene.
great scene.
But other
Yep.
than that, I just feel like all fight scenes are kind of underperformed
Correct.
in like every show. And
Yeah, every movie too.
yeah,
That's why I'm
yeah.
glad this guy is the director, and you have the fight choreographers for this new Spider-Man.
The choreographer for this new Spider-Man is also from the TASM universe, right? Am I incorrect in
No,
thinking that?
I think it's either the DP. I think the DP is from TASM, or it's one of the
Right,
special
yes.
effects people from TASM. But I think the
Yeah.
fight choreographer is from Shang-Chi, and the director is as well.
Okay.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I'll pull it up. Go ahead.
No,
Keep
I'm not a big
talking.
fan of TASM 2.
Mhm.
Well, that's
I
because the
wasn't.
producers butchered it. Like
Yeah,
butchered
I
it
just.
hard, dude. Butchered it hard.
I think
Yeah.
they should
Because
have.
when you see the uncut version, it makes total sense.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
so
I
many
think
good
TASM.
scenes in that movie, it just falls apart.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like the TASM 1 suit just because it made Spider-Man believable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you say, "Hey, I'm watching the news." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Spider-Man." Like, they made that suit so believable in the beginning. Like, I was like, "Yo, keep it." Like, literally keep it. That was like the most legit.
They got bullied, I
One of
think,
my
in that
favorite
movie.
suits. Yeah, it was so legit. It was so authentic. He made it. It was, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't envision anything better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was amazing. The only thing I would have like again, like so the only thing I didn't like was the lenses. And again, it was really smart how they played it. I
Yeah.
just think if the suit had been that it had looked the same exact, because also he looked fucking amazing when he was like actually like crawling in that suit, the way he would pop out his shoulder blades. He
Mhm.
looked
Yeah.
so fucking good. If they had just made the eyes white, I think
Right.
think
No,
that
I
that
get
suit
you.
would have been. Because when
Yeah,
you
chef
see,
kiss, 100%.
you
I
remember
agree.
when they dropped that teaser and you have the first person, him running across the suits, and then he
Yeah,
jumps onto
yeah.
the window. You see, it's like, oh, I love what they're going with like the line
The
work and everything. Like,
lines and yeah, it was
I
perfect.
love it. Just
And-
wish the lenses were different.
And you know what? You
Okay.
know what? This is where they missed the mark. When
Mm.
Gwen died, what Gwen should have said was, "Hey, I got an idea for your suit," and gave him the idea for the suit. And then at the end, when he's saving that little kid from Rhino, that's when we should have saw that new suit. That would have been badass.
All right, so I got it right here, guys. All right,
Hmm.
so the fight coordinator is Peng Sheng. Sorry if I butchered the name. He was known for did stunt doubles for Jackie Chan, and he was the fight coordinator on the first Ant-Man, Shang-Chi, the Marvels, Wonder Man, and now Spider-Man Brand New Day. He's both the stunt coordinator and the second unit director. Then you have Destin Daniel Cretton was directed Shang-Chi. The writers Chris McKenna and Eric Summers wrote the scripts for previous Spider-Man movies, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, as well as Ant-Man and the Wasp, which that's not a great thing. But Chris McKenna isn't. Hold on.
He sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You know, I like what Netflix did. Like, I even look back and I'm like, man, could you imagine if Netflix would have did the exact same thing with like a Spider-Man show? Like, you know, like how dark Daredevil was. Because if you notice when Daredevil came out, right? You notice that the MCU movies changed. When Daredevil came out, like the MCU movies changed. Their fighting style completely changed. Like Captain America 2 and all that stuff like that. Everything changed after that because they were like, how are we getting good ratings for this show? And he doesn't have no superpowers, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But a great scene. Everything changed after that completely.
Chris McKenna, the reason why we know Chris McKenna is he wrote the Lego Batman movie, which was incredible, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah.
I did not like the Lego Batman movie. I liked the first Lego movie. I thought it was a fun movie.
Lego Batman movie is like legit,
like it was fun.
Lego Batman movie is the dude.
Here's the thing, right? Like I'll say lump it in with Cat in the Hat, honestly. Like it's a fun movie, but it's not by any means a good movie.
It is a fantastic movie. What are you talking about?
It's funny. It's funny. I'll give you that. But like,
it's funny. It had a lot of comic book accurate stuff, and then also the comic book jokes about like Condiment Man and all these other people. Come on, dude. That was fantastic.
Again,
it's
for
probably
a
like a
Lego
timing
movie
thing,
and for like a kids movie, it was great. It was nonsensical.
Oh my gosh.
But like, I don't know. Like again, like I'm not gonna.
Next thing you're gonna say is the Teen Titans movie wasn't great. That movie was awesome. The Teen Titans Go movie.
You mean like the one that ended their show?
The Teen Titans Go movie. Have you ever seen the Teen Titans Go movie?
Yeah.
No, because I don't watch Slop.
Dude,
like that's
it is
like you're asking
so
if I watch
funny.
Cocomelon. Like no, I don't watch Teen Titans Go.
It's so funny and so absolutely incredible, dude. And
I agree with that. It's good.
It's good. Before the Flash movie, it was the first time that it came full circle that Nicolas Cage voiced Superman. Yeah, because Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman in the Tim Burton movie.
That's great. I'm not gonna watch Slop though. Like it's like, oh, did you watch Teen Titans Go?
No, it was amazing.
No, I didn't watch it because I watched Teen Titans, the animated show, and
dude,
I watched
Teen Titans Go is hilarious. By the way, it's amazing.
Again, it can be funny, but it's fucking stupid. It's so.
I will say this. I will say this.
That movie was garbage.
My favorite superhero show though was Titans, DC Titans. I mean,
listen, you're about to get booted off of this
show?
right now, dude. Are
Titans,
you serious?
Dude?
That was
Titans.
Absolute trash,
Are we
bro.
with the CW show?
Oh yes, he's saying the CW show, bro.
No, not the CW show. Is it? That's not CW. Yes. It was on it was on HBO.
Oh, whatever. Yes, Titans, the Dark Titans show. It was trash, bro.
They get Beast Boy green hair. That's his green.
They ruined Jason Todd. They ruined all the characters. Get out of here. Get out of my face with that, bro.
There is only one iteration of Teen Titans that is good and true, and that is Teen Titans, the animated show.
Is better than that show, dude.
Get
out of here, bro.
I can't. Seriously, like I've seen Teen Titans Go as like a teenager and a child growing up. I can assure you, it's not a good show. It has some funny moments, but it is fucking nonsense. It is garbage produced by Cartoon Network.
Whatever, bro.
After they decided
to
make good shows anymore.
Let's get
back to Spider-Man. And listen, so for those of you that are watching, we were talking, rambling about Spider-Man, a bunch of theories, a bunch of Marvel's going to ruin it or not. But let me tell you something. This whole Spider-Man ranking thing. Now that Noah's like, oh, this is garbage, and then Ian thinks a garbage show is amazing, we gotta rank the Spider-Man show too, the Japanese one, or even the old school live action when he's crawling on the floor.
Spider-Man and his amazing friend has some moments, don't they?
Screen. Oh my god, when he shot the webs and it was a net. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Well, also the fact that he had no stripes on his torso, just on his head. And his hands.
Yeah. So are we doing the cartoons or just the reiterations?
I think that might have to be a separate. Like we have to do all the.
Yeah, we're gonna break it.
Yeah, I think
we're gonna break
all
it
those
down.
are gonna have to be something separate because there's so like I went on Disney Plus and I was looking at all the Spider-Man shows have. They don't have the Japanese one, but they have so many. I'm not gonna watch the stupid little chibi ones, but like all the other ones I'll watch. There's so many.
So Noah, I've seen every single one.
Yes, he did.
I literally seen every single one. I wasn't a big fan of. A lot of people were fans of it, but it was
I swear, if you say one of my favorite Spider-Man shows, I'm gonna murder you, bro.
I'm scared.
Which one?
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Which one was that one?
I think is it Spectacular. I wasn't a big fan.
Is that the one that Lucas liked? Because that I wasn't a fan.
Are you so Spectacular Spider-Man? That's the one that was only like 1 or 2 seasons. It was 2 seasons.
Oh, no, I think this is the one that he liked, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I think this is the one that he liked with the lizard. Let me see.
There's a 2-season one. Like, so that one actually showed up in the Across the Spider-Verse, the one that's called Spectacular. The Ultimate Spider-Man with Drake Bell or whatever.
Yes.
That one I'm not a fan of.
That's my favorite.
That was good. That was amazing.
I'm not especially the Deadpool episode, incredible.
The only thing I'm not a fan of is just a little too kiddie for me. But like I like the messaging that it has in the episodes.
Yeah.
But I think like at some point it just feels a little too at some point it does kind of feel Disney when you watch that show.
Yeah.
And I like Earth's Mightiest Heroes was probably one of the best animated shows that we had gotten that wasn't a Spider-Man for a long time. Like the Avengers show, like that one was really good. The Avengers Assemble show was all right, but like again, like that was just picking up off of like just doing storylines that were based around the MCU.
Correct.
I wasn't a big fan of it. And like Spectacular Spider-Man, like that technically being our first Ultimate Spider-Man being our first MCU Spider-Man, if you think about it, because he was tied to the Avengers animated universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't a
Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yeah, I was so young when I saw that show. I had there's so many episodes.
Yeah, that one was like a spin-off of the other one. The 90s. Yeah. I didn't mind that. That one was more boring though. It didn't have it was very boring. The 90s one was good. Let me tell you the reason why the 90s one was good. Because the 90s one kept you on your toes. That's what was good about that. That's what was great about that. Like it could be reruns after reruns after reruns, but every kid sat down for Venom and Carnage. And if you didn't get to see Carnage, it's because that junk got taken off.
Yeah, that was great. That it was great. But how did you like the newer version, the Disney version of Spidey and His Amazing Friends with Miles and Gwen?
So my kids watch that. So it's good for them to kind of learn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not. Hey, I think it's like, you know what I mean. It's for like the young toddlers and stuff like that. And,
yeah, I just don't like that they changed their names.
When I was 4 years old, I saw a Green Goblin get stabbed in the stomach with his own super.
Yeah,
for real.
After he made gross implications about Mary Jane that I did not like.
Yeah.
Goblin was on demon time. Like he was insane.
Dude, what I would like to see, which a lot of people won't, but like in the comic, how Wolverine was always hitting on MJ. Oh, to get that feud between Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Yeah, that was also gross. Funny. I mean, like he
there's multiple different versions. There's not just the one.
It's all gross though. But it's all weird. Like, that
dude is like 1,000 years old.
The first thing I'm gonna do is go hit on his girlfriend. Fucking weird. So weird. That man's a little gremlin.
Yep.
But I will say the new there's Marvel has Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the new one, the new animated one.
I wasn't a fan, dude.
I have to
Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I was watching it. I wasn't really a fan. I know they gave us a bunch of the suits like from the games and whatnot. Yeah. And I was watching
the end though. Did you see the end of the first season?
I didn't see the end of the first season.
Oh, that's okay. So I know what you're talking about because I said the same thing. I was like, all right, is this going to get better? Is this going to be the last episode of that? You're going to be like, what the fuck did I just watch? I can't even tell you because it's crazy.
Gotcha.
just remember that beginning. Remember the beginning where the whole
Yep.
like Doctor Strange thing. Just remember that. You're gonna be
Okay.
like, no.
I have to go and watch it.
Now I gotta go watch it, rewatch
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah, because I was like, at first I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh.
I'm not a fan of a lot of the changes, bro. Like, you know me. Like for me, it's just like if you're gonna make changes, right? Just do it correctly. If you're
Yeah.
gonna make changes, make sure it's not a big change of
Yeah.
the story and the lore. And I'm okay with that. That's like I said, I love that they introduced Miles as Spider-Man, but he's a different Spider-Man. That's a
Yeah.
great change. It's fantastic. Love it. You know what I mean? But like when you start messing with like Green Goblin and Harry Osborn and all them, you know what I mean? When you start messing with a bunch of different characters and then just start changing them, I'm just like,
Yeah. Wait, we're
why?
talking about the same one, right? Are we talking about Marvel? You're talking about Marvel XD, or are you talking about the Friendly Neighborhood one?
No, I'm talking about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay. I will say Marvel XD is up there on my list. 100%. 100%.
I'll definitely have to go and watch it because I will say we were talking about X-Men 97, like Danny and I, but we had only seen episode 2 up to episode like 1 and 2 before we had watched it last week, and now watching episode 3 and then also getting to watch episode 4, it's
insane.
Yeah, exactly. So I do want to, because we're gonna go back. If we're gonna do a ranking of the animated shows or just like incorporate the Japanese show as well, I definitely have to. I'll definitely have to give it a shot then, because again, we were very iffy on it, but like as soon as we got to those episodes, I'm like, first off, thanks guys, you chose every opportunity to make the wrong fucking decision, and that's exactly why we're in the situation.
Yeah, but and the thing is though is that it's still rushed. It is still rushed, right?
Yeah, I do think they're doing
rushed.
things a little fast, which leads me to believe that they're planning something else with a character that we think is gone. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of other heroes show up right now, because they're planning something. And I think that Apocalypse is not our main villain in this, or season 2 is not going to end with an actual like them beating a villain. It's going to it's season 3 is going to be like a second parter for this, because I feel like we're getting so much, but nothing is really happens in like the grand scheme of like what is Apocalypse, you know, from season 1. What does Apocalypse want? Like, what is he doing? Why is he back? Because last we saw him in the 90s show, he was lost in time and space, and we could not have gotten him back without the help of the X-Men in this new show, if you watch it. Like, right, so like what does Apocalypse want, and what exactly is going to be the payoff of the last 4 episodes of this show?
It's supposed to be Age of Apocalypse again, but my thing is that I'm wondering if they're actually going to really do the Age of Apocalypse comic, which turns into what was it, X-Men Alpha, I believe. I forgot. I have the comic book in my comic book stash, but that's where Wolverine, what we saw in Deadpool with the missing hand, that's the one that Magneto's the leader of the X-Men, because Charles was the one that died, not Magneto. Spoiler alert. But are they really going to bring Onslaught? Like, I'm with you, Noah. What are they doing? Because right now, a lot of the different storylines are doing this, and I'm like, how? Right?
Like you've shown Kang. You have you have definitively introduced the possibility that we're going to get Kang, because you also have Professor X saying some pretty heinous shit to Apocalypse at the end of that episode.
We got teased for Nathan Summers, instead of Cable, which is the Age of Apocalypse version of that storyline. So
there's that. But like if you think about the Onslaught storyline, we get the gross shit that like you find out that like Professor X was kind of like grooming Jean Grey, which I don't know why they chose to do that. But also that Onslaught killed pretty much most of the heroes. And so like that's why I'm thinking like why we're getting all these heroes showing up both in season 1 and in season 2, because they're going to show up at the end. But then again, like, how are we getting this, right? Like there's so much that has been shown, but still so much that has to be done to get to a definitive end, which is why like I'm wondering if this is something like they're somehow gonna all connect in like the live action or the Spider-Verse stuff. I don't think that they will, but like I don't know, like
I mean,
Yeah,
we got teased with, you know, Spider-Man 98
yep.
in it. So, you know, that
Which,
could
by the way,
still be a possibility.
Marcus isn't here. I looked it up. That there's been no confirmation on that. I looked it up. There's no sources that confirm that Spider-Man 98 is happening. I would love it, but
yeah.
there's only just been like the people who were on the creative team for X-Men 97 said they would be on board for it. And I would fucking love that. I would love
if they do it right though, because
Yeah.
like I said, since Bo
like
DeMeo is
2 or
no
3
longer
seasons to
on
get through
there.
Maximum Carnage or to get
Yeah,
through
but-
or Spider-Geddon, whatever or what they're doing. I mean, so apologies.
Yeah, but since Bo DeMeo is still not on X-Men 97, you know, due to his personal lives and all this other jazz, and apparently, you know, other accusations. But
I did have a chance to look up what you said, like what you were talking about. Like,
yeah,
listen, if you want to get money in your free time, however you want to get it, like that's fine. I mean, like there's an age restricted site for a fucking reason, and for the other thing, like it unfortunately, like, we have no way of knowing because we weren't on set or in the creative team.
yeah.
So we don't know if he was actually mistreating people or not.
Yeah.
But it was during the time where it was coming out with Across the Spider-Verse. So maybe it was a bandwagon thing, or maybe it actually was happening. That's the thing. Like we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like I think
I mean his writing for the first season was incredible.
Yeah.
He said they took a lot of the stuff out that he did in season 2, which is why it may seem like it's rushed, like we're saying.
I'll say Jubilee is getting her due.
Yeah, but I think it would tie into Spider-Man nicely if they wanted to go a Spider-Man 98 route. But I don't know. After seeing the trailer, I did see the ad on Disney Plus about X-Men 97, and then Wolverine gets his metal claws back.
Yeah, so that's spoiled.
In the brown suit, right?
Yep.
Which is a spoiler. But then now I'm wondering, I'm like, wait, how does that happen? Because if you remember in the comic, how it actually happened was that Apocalypse made him a horseman, and that's how he got his claws back. He wasn't in the brown suit; he had the blue and purple suit. So which is the space suit. So I'm like, wait.
I think that we saw. Did you watch the end credit scene for episode 4?
I did not. I didn't know there was a after credits.
Okay, so I can tell you, or you can
tell.
Okay,
No,
so
spoiler alert, everybody.
Do we have a thing for that in this yet?
Let me see. Do we have a spoiler alert? No, we do not. Not on this one, but yeah.
Spoiler. Okay, so the end credit scene starts with him on a rooftop. He's in like a burglar garb, like he's got a black cap on, like he looks like a 90s like very cliche
Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, sure. Like he's wearing a black turtleneck and everything too.
Yeah.
He's waiting for Captain America. And they have oh, how long's it been? It's like 50 years or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are saying like, oh, they're tying up loose ends with the Spider-Man show because we saw him in the first season and then we saw Captain America in this season. So we now know that everything.
We saw Captain America fight Rogue.
I know. So they're saying that things are resolved now with the Spider-Man show because Spider-Man showed up with MJ and because Captain America showed up, and so he's no longer looped in time and space with Red Skull's like, yeah, sure, but we'd like to see it in the Spider-Man show. Like I would still like to see how we got to that point.
Yeah.
But he's on the rooftop. He's waiting for Captain America. Captain America shows up, and so does so does Black Widow, which is why I'm saying they're adding more heroes because they showed Black Widow, and also she did a jump too. So I think they're doing super soldier type comic book accuracy for Black Widow in this.
Nice, finally.
Yeah, I know, right? He hands him the Weapon X program files, and he says, "I don't know why you want this, but I can't imagine it could be for a good reason or whatever." And he, so X-Men. So he's not with the X-Men right now. He's literally going back through the Weapon X program. And he says he's getting the old band back together. So that's why. So you know why you see Omega Red in the end of season 1? Because you're gonna see him in this season. And for some reason, there's gonna be a team up of his version of X-Force, which like.
No, it was his Canadian team before, right?
Oh, wait, what was it called? Look, I just don't. I don't understand. I don't understand why they're doing it unless we're actually getting Deadpool as well. Like that would be cool. But again. I'm not entirely mad at it because we're obviously getting Gambit. That was
Alpha Flight.
Alpha
Flight.
Like we knew since season 1 that they were teasing Apocalypse with bringing Gambit back as a horseman.
But that's
Alpha Flight movie, y'all. Let's get an Alpha Flight movie.
But Dude, but that's so dumb. Like again, this is why I don't want Disney
Feral
touching
Wolverine,
anything
if anything,
Spider-Man, bro.
honestly.
This is why I don't want Disney touching anything Spider-Man, because of this dumb shit. You just teased that Wolverine with the long hair and the bone claws, that he was gonna do his transformation just like the comic book and everything else. But
his
now,
second
yeah.
I mean, granted, it
now,
was retconned and turned into an alternate universe or whatever, but like, still, like, it was still an interesting thing.
but you teased it. That's my point.
Well, they brought in the idea of secondary genetic mutations, but like, I will say, I don't like how they did it, because technically Beast's mutation's also a secondary one, and they didn't explore that at all. They just explored it through Emma Frost very quickly. And also, I'm not a fan that Emma Frost is a bad guy, because if you really look at the comics, for most of her character arc, she is a hero, or just a hero that doesn't work for the X-Men.
No, I thought she was a villain more than anything. I could be wrong.
That's the thing, that she's just perceived as she's led the X-Men. She's led the X-Men on several occasions. And as of right now,
she had a thing with Cyclops too, but you know.
Well, he has a thing for psychics. He's weird. He needs that mental itch in the back of his head whenever he's doing the masking. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So for me, if I'm not mistaken, Feral Wolverine was the animanium was the one thing that was holding him back from his actual mutation, and that was supposed to be Feral Wolverine. Right? But if I'm not mistaken, my bro, I could be wrong. You know, people can go in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been so long since I've read these comics. Even though I still have a bunch. Originally, Wolverine's claws were not bone claws. Originally, before this whole Wolverine origin stuff, the Weapon X program put the claws in him. His ability was regeneration, obviously heightened senses like an animal and whatnot. However, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, because I'm trying to remember this comic. If I'm not mistaken, when they took the animanium out of him, they were saying that this was his original mutation all along. That his mutation was adaptation. That's why he grew bone claws. You see what I'm saying? It's like his body got used to having claws, hence why he got the bone claws.
So he was becoming more of like a feral like animal. It was becoming like more beefed out, but they retconned it to where it was actually a secondary genetic mutation. I think they cured it or whatever, like because they didn't want it to be the like full route, because I think if you keep going down that storyline, it gets really fucking weird in like a way that's not good.
It's one of those mad ones, but I just again I liked in the age, I liked the fact that he became a horseman, and then that's how he gets his animanium back. If I feel like they're gonna butcher it, especially what we saw in the little teaser, I'm afraid they're gonna butcher it. But like I said, this is why honestly, I'm afraid of Disney touching Spider-Man, bro.
As weird as it sounds,
if we get Spider-Man 98 to get a resolution that we've been waiting for since I was a kid, right? I'm an old man now, dude. I know I look younger than I am, but dude, me and Ian are old as shit. So the thing is that we've been waiting for this resolution for the original Spider-Man animated series forever. For them to touch it, if they ruin it, all of us, a whole generation, is gonna lose their damn minds. If they ruin it.
Yeah, I would say. So here's my thing, right? Like, if you're gonna for X-Men 97, if you're gonna change how he gets the adamantium back, and like I would just say completely go off the rails at that point and just have him get vibranium. So you take out the aspect of the poison and just see how it differs. Because they did a what if for it anyways, where they said he was lighter, and obviously he wasn't getting poisoned, so his regeneration was better. I would be more interested in that.
I think something's gonna happen. I think something's gonna, if it's true, again, if it's not a red herring, if it's true in that ad that he's in the brown suit still, and he gets the animanium back, I think that has to do with something that they do within time, right?
They're gonna have to time travel.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it just, you know what I mean? It fixes when Magneto rips out the animanium.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, when you watch that trailer and that scene when he says "We're so back, baby," does it not seem like they took part of the audio out of that, like that dialogue? it seems like he said like we're so fucking back, baby, and they just
Yeah.
cut it. Like I
They're
don't.
not
It
gonna.
seems like there's a
They're not
pause
gonna
that-
do it, dude.
I know, but it seems like there's a pause in that audio that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I don't know. Like, go back and listen to it. It just seems like right in between like we're so and like back. It sounds like there's a pause.
I hear
and they cut
Yeah.
dialogue out.
But yeah, so also one other thing that I absolutely love about Brand New Day's new trailer that dropped today was the fact of how colorful it is. The cinematography looks amazing. The coloring looks amazing. You know what I mean? All pun intended, but seriously, it looks way different than previous Marvel movies. It's definitely on the line of Toby's and Andrew's with the cinematography and whatnot. Love it. I'm loving it. And I think even though everyone was like, "Oh, the practical effects are not going to look good with him swinging," so far of what I've seen, it looks
amazing.
Damn good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It looks pretty damn good. So
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Any last thoughts, boys?
I think we got to be just. I think we just got to be patient with Spidey. I think it's going to be based. I think the MCU's plan is.
Oh, Ian hit. Oh, look, Ian. Oh!
I just want to say, speaking of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, but
I love it. And did you see his sweater? It was covered by
let
his
me
hair.
see the sweater. Let me see the
let
sweater.
me just read it back.
Oh, that's dope.
Sick.
thank you, Aeropastel.
Like I said, I think they have big plans for Spider-Man. I bet you what's going to happen is after this movie, they're going to change everything. MCU is going to be saying, "Hey, listen, regardless of how awesome this movie is, it's going to make a lot of money." Because remember, we had this talk before. No Way Home came out during COVID and became the 6th largest grossing film.
That's also without the help of China's box office.
Correct. Yep. So here's the crazy part. If COVID never happened, it probably would have topped Avengers. Easily. Easily. You're telling me that a movie just came out of nowhere and it became like the 6th largest grossing movie of all time during COVID? During COVID?
And without China's box office, that's crazy. Because again, because of the whole final fight scene with the Statue of Liberty, they couldn't show us. If they had China's box office on top of that, it would have been #1 for sure. I think Spider-Man would have No Way Home would have been the #1 grossing movie of all time, and I will stand on that. Yeah, because even you've seen in interviews when they broke that news to Tom that they reached #6, he was like, holy shit, he was breaking, you could see him internally having a panic, right? Because you don't you wouldn't expect that, look, because we all look at the box office numbers and we know the behind the scenes and how that stuff works a little bit. So,
right.
To see that that's typically a third of everyone's box office comes overseas from China. So it's not have that, and also right off the heat of a pandemic and shitty pandemic movies.
Right.
It's insane to see that it did that. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
And that's what I said. So I think for that, I think MCU is gonna wait to see how this movie does and it pans out. And they're going to make plans for Spider-Man. And don't think that Sony is going to be on the other level and do the same thing. They're going to be like, you know what? We're going to put out more Spider-Man. We're going to give you a Silk show. We're going to give you a Spider-Punk animated show. I think it's happening.
Man, my internet's not working. I was going to play the new trailer for Noah so he can see.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, for some reason it's not.
I can watch it after this.
Yeah. So, but yeah, everyone, if you didn't see the new Brand New Day trailer, please do. It's actually pretty badass. We are so excited. We're gonna do the rankings next week. Next week officially. Next week we have everything set up. We're gonna do our rankings of live adaptations of Spidey. It's gonna be the movies. We're not doing the Japanese show and everything else. So we're gonna do the movies. The only show with the exception of Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
So since Spider-Man Noir is coming. Already happened. And also we were saying, hey, it might tie into the movies. We're also going to put it on our rankings so far. And then after that, we're going to do our final theories before the movie comes out, and then our reactions, etc. So we got plenty of Spider-Man content for you guys coming out soon before, before and after. And then we'll move on to our different topics here at the Geekly Discussion. All right. Well, everybody, we love you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Support us with everything. Me and Noah will see you guys tomorrow for Howling Hour.
That's Sunday. 2 days.
Sorry, in 2 days. I lied. I don't know what day it is. I travel for work. My bad. And we will see you guys on Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Spider-Man.